Hello, y'all. I'm back. So, this is, um, it's like I've been scared about a lot of stuff and been going through so much. And, I don't like people trying to minimize other people's problems. Like, oh, there's a lot of people who have it worse than you, or your problems aren't all that bad. Going through problems is going through problems, or they say, "Oh, you're not the only one going through problems," or whatever. But it's like one person try to say, "Well, you may want to stop approaching people," you know. So if I mean, how come the gang stalkers can approach me and do all this stuff to me? They can dox me. They can slander me with lies because I don't feel a need to lie on them. So I don't feel the need to lie on anybody, but they can lie on me. They can dox me. They can slander. They can assault me. They can do whatever. They can act crazy. They can terrorize and torment me. They can hurt me. They can do whatever to anything they want to me. But all I got to do is give a certain look. And I deserve all this punishment. Even trying to, I mean, some people be like, stop acting like a little punk and fight these gang stalkers back. Oh, you better keep exposing them. And then there's that other side of people who say that just ignore them, stay away from them, let it go, or whatever. you know. Um. So I'm gonna say what happened Friday. I mean, it's a little complicated. You know, we can't tell the police, well, they're gang stalking me. So well, that girl did what other gang stalkers do. I have a few videos in the past of people trying to, violate near my sleep area, and I'll be trying to make sure my stuff doesn't get stolen, or make sure that my spot is comfortable, or that they don't do any harm to me. So when I put her on film, well, I didn't tell the police that because I don't want them trying to confiscate my phone. They don't have that. They think they have so much more power and authority. I didn't want them trying to confiscate my phone and stuff like that. And they already put you through so much, and you can have all the proof and evidence, and they'll still side with the other perps against you. So I didn't. I mean, so what happened was, I filmed her like any other gang stalker, and she's part of the fake Jehovah's Witnesses cult, and so then I had to use the bathroom so bad, and so I got my stuff in. I don't want to be sleeping somewhere where it's dirty. Bad enough I can't have a easy place to take a shower and change clothes, especially it's worse with coronavirus, COVID-19. Oh, why don't you go find another spot? There's really no other spots. The police leave me alone here, and I didn't ask for this life. I didn't. So, I mean, I don't like people try to be like, well, maybe the gang stalkers be saying the same thing. Pensacola is not the place. You just don't like me enjoying the beach. That's what it is. You don't want me to be happy. But, I'm open to moving someplace other than Pensacola as long as it's the South and not the West Coast. I don't like Texas and any more further west. And I don't like cold weather. Even South Carolina, it snows. I don't like it. Too cold. I mean, I don't even know. I might be a little lenient enough and be open enough to move to Georgia or somewhere. But I really like my Florida sunshine. But I'm open enough to move to Mississippi or Alabama. I mean, well, I tried that Mobile, but that didn't work out. So, I mean, it's like if I try to go somewhere else, people would try to make it like I'm supposed to be sent back to Pensacola, you know. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. What the girl did was, so when I pulled my phone out again to try to film her the second time, she started mentioning, "Oh God," she started to mention about God, and she started to mention about Jehovah. Then she started cursing me out. Then she ran up to me and she spit on me. She spat on me. She spit on me. And then she took her red chair and started beating me upside the head with it, like at least a minimum of 3 times. She struck me in the head, beat me in the head with her metal chair, those kind of tailgating chairs that when people sit down at football games or whatever, and they have those little chairs that you fold up in there, usually like $5 or $6 at the academy. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. They like have metal sticks and you fold them up, and they have like this material. I don't. It's not cloth, but I don't know what kind of material it is that But you know what I'm talking about, those folding chairs that people, use for a sports game and tailgate parties or whatever. So, or sometimes you might use them at the beach. But yeah, she beat me upside the head with one of those. Then I tried to get away from her, and then she some kind of way grabbed me and I don't even remember if she pushed me down to the ground. I don't remember how I got on the ground. But then she was trying to wrestle my phone out of my hand, and the fact that I had 2 strokes when I was 5 and that I'm disabled, I nearly lost the grip. That because she knew she was wrong and she didn't want to get in trouble. But some people will say that she's mentally slow and crazy and out of her head. But the fact that she violated me on purpose, I figured she was a perp too. And she never used to perp me before, but now people who didn't used to perp me, now they're coming out of the woodwork. And I'm like, what the hell are they paying her? If she's homeless on the streets like me, she's been wearing the same clothes for over a year, for longer than I know her, and takes no baths. And she takes no baths and been on the streets for that long, and she's not on drugs. I know she's not on drugs. So what the hell are they paying her to gang stalk me when she has nothing herself? So when she tried to wrestle the phone out of my hand, and then she nearly succeeded. And so then it's like I after she tried to wrestle my stuff out my hand, she also like, or was I don't remember if it was before or after she tried to wrestle the phone out my hand. She pulled like the little bit of hair that I have. She was pulling and yanking the left side of my head. My hair. She was pulling the little hair I have. She was pulling my hair, and then she started punching and beating me on the back of her. She was punching and beating me all in the head. I couldn't believe that she had the upper hand over me and was stronger than me. And didn't even fight back because of me being just wanting to get away from her because she's dirty. I guess that was one of my biggest fears, and my second biggest fear is me going to jail. So, I couldn't tell the police, well, I was filming her because she's gang stalking me or whatever. They say, be careful about telling the police, about your gang stalking or whatever. So I take their advice, So I'm so glad God must have been looking out for me, because a man was walking his dog, and he took up for me, And then when he went to take up for me, that's when she backed down and got scared and tried to play victim and try to act like she was panicking, but she thought she was all tough shit towards me. I don't even remember everything that happened with them two, because he was trying to, scare her away from me, but she left me alone after. But how the hell, if you see what she looks like, I mean, I deleted it off my phone with me filming her and everything like that, and it's like when I don't even remember everything that happened. Like, I don't even remember how I got pushed to the ground and got all muddy and everything. And so I would, I mean, then after that, I mean, I filmed them to, him trying to, you know, defend me, against her. But I don't even remember everything that happened. But I deleted just everything, off my phone. And, because also I'm glad that he defended me, but I didn't want him to get in trouble behind defending me. And I think she stole his phone because he was looking for his phone, and he just went looking, digging in my bag, and he thought I took it. Well, if you're defending me, why would I take your phone? If she's the one who's doing the tormenting and terrorizing and whatever. So, I mean, I'm surprised that the way she looks, and she's homeless, and she was kind of fat herself, and she tried to call me fat, talking about with your fat, ugly ass, and she called me all kinds of bitches and everything. So I'm like, how come it's okay for people to call me names, but I can't call people names? So, she can call me fat and ugly. Like, how the hell she knew about what those other gang stalking thugs from... I didn't get to film them, but remember what I talked about, So how come it's okay for gang stalkers to approach me, bother me, and do me all this stuff, but when I confront them, I deserve to get killed. I deserve to get hurt. Or I'm the one who's making an unwise decision. But some people say, keep on fighting these demons, and don't back down and don't be scared of them. So then, I called the damn police. I didn't even want to, but I felt just so freaking violated. And then I felt violated. And I'm surprised the police weren't assholes towards me. It looked like at least 4 police cars came. And I'm glad they listened to me and took me seriously. But one of the police officers was like, hey, I remember you. But I don't know if it was that same gang stalking perp police officer who bullied and terrorized me for New Year's when Alex called them on me. But, I don't go around bothering and harassing people unless you harass me first, and I just, try to defend myself, So, then after that, there was a black female police officer. She looked like a young kid, but she told me to tell her what happened. I told her what happened. And then the other police officer wanted me to tell him what happened. And he asked me, oh, do you want to press charges? And I thought a minute, and I'm like, yeah, but then again, I'm scared because I'm scared to go to court because I just hate dealing with law enforcement and the law, anything, period, even if I'm righteous, because they just want to twist and turn everything. Like a few years ago when I got sexually assaulted, that so-called victim advocate, I think she was a narcissistic perp who defended that guy against me. You're supposed to be a victim advocate, not suspect advocate. And I wasn't allowed to say not one word in court. And that guy lied his way out of it. And then the judge in Malden, South Carolina, this happened 4 years ago. And then the judge took sides with and defended him against me, and he was lying. And so I was not allowed to say not one word. I mean, like the moment because the police officer then said, do you want to press charges? I said, I was kind of scared. And then he's like, he can always do this to somebody else, but, I just, even though I know I was innocent in telling the truth, that he, was trying to fuck me. He was trying to rape me, the fact that he thought that offering to help me take my bags to the storage unit, then I owe you sex in return. And then he was one of those type of people who wanted to hug me for an excuse to touch my butt. So and he pulled out his thing, and he wanted to try to have sex with me and stuff. And so I called the police on him. So that's one of the reasons, I don't even, and then being gang stalked, and the cops put you through so many psychological and mental games. They have so many psychological and mental games that they play, is another reason why I try to avoid them like the plague. Plus, other people say don't even talk to the police. But I was just so freaking distraught yesterday. No, I'm sorry, Friday, about what happened, But then Saturday morning, Alex was there, and he called the police on me unprovoked for no reason at all. Before I can even turn the corner and notice that he was right there, So now everybody wants to mock and make fun. And I think yesterday morning I found 3 sets of keys near my sleep spot, kind of close to my sleep spot. And I think that's a subliminal message to mock me being homeless. I have been trying to look for a place, but numerous times. That disabled low income place here in Pensacola told me that I was like $13 short of having enough money to qualify to live at that low income disabled place. But that lady had me stay with her for a couple of days, and she was acting very weird. And then they had that gang stalking perp that was a resident that was bullying me there. So that's why I couldn't go and live in that apartment complex. Plus, they said that that they were full anyway. I don't want anybody to try to make my life decisions for me, just to try to control me. And you don't love me. You don't care about me. It's time for me to try to take my life back and do what makes me happy. And rather than being forced against my will to be miserable and live according to decisions of people who wish me dead. I'm tired of control freaks, So, yeah, and one thing I didn't like is that police officer, we weren't even in the court of law, and I saw they had body cameras right on me and stuff. I told them, he tried to ask me, where exactly were you walking, or where did you come from when you noticed that she started, I'm like, why did he put me through this headache and so many questions, And so then it's like they had body cameras on them, and the police officer, like, if he said, you want to press charge? I said, yeah. It took me a while, and then I said, oh, yeah. So then he said, well, here's your case number, and he wrote his name, and then he said, here's your case number, and then he said, raise your right hand and swear to tell the truth. I didn't feel comfortable with that, we weren't even in the court of law. And he did that to me. Raise your right hand and swear to tell the truth. When the police lie and are corrupt themselves all the fucking time. They really think their power is so fucking big. That was the only thing I didn't like yesterday about, raise your right hand and swear to tell the truth. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about, I'm surprised they arrested. I'm surprised they actually arrested her and put her in jail. But, it's like the black female police officer, she thought my head might have been bleeding or something. I said, well, I have this rubbing alcohol from me trying to clean and sanitize my body and everything, whatever I could. And I didn't want to touch my hair because I didn't want to ruin my hair. Well, she kind of ruined it when she pulled it, but I didn't want my hair to be like chemically damaged, anymore. I know y'all might think I'm petty and weird, but complex PTSD and OCD and me freaking out. I'm glad later on that day I was able to get a shower at a gym for free, that they let me shower. And I felt a relief, but I still felt a little dirty. But then after that, I started to have this weird, uncomfortable smell after the shower. And then I went to do laundry. And for a couple of days, I had this weird, uncomfortable smell that affected both my nose and my mouth, and I couldn't explain it, but it was making me feel angry and upset and uncomfortable. And I thought it might have come from her, but I didn't smell it all day until after I had that shower. So I'm still feeling like traumatized psychologically and mentally behind what happened. I'm thinking about dropping the charges because I just don't want to deal with the police and how fucked up they are, the bully fag cops. I just don't want to deal with them at all. But I was really just trying to get her off my back. But she does need to be freaking in prison put in jail or whatever for what she did to me. But I just don't feel like dealing with the cops because they play so many psychological and mental games. They're so abusive and everything. And I don't know, I guess I'll just let Jesus handle, everything else that's going on, or whatever. I don't even know if it's some people say, yeah, go ahead and proceed with pressing charges. But I don't know. I can't fight this battle alone. I can't do it by myself. I'm scared because they'll try to, be like, oh, well, in the initial report, you said that you went before. You didn't say, you said before that. You didn't say before. I'm like, well, what is the difference between saying before and before that? They try to play those kind of psychological and mental games and just give me a hard freaking time and act like just one word missed out. They want you to say exact word for word that was in the report, but they can twist your story around and get it mixed up. So I'm done telling what happened from the best of what I remember. And I didn't want that other guy to get in trouble for defending me, you know. So I telling the story as best as I remember it. And of course, it's the best of the truth of what happened and everything. So thanks for listening and bye bye.